Hey guys and gals. So, unlike my other videos, which all were uploaded to my phone, this time, this is actually being uploaded from Da's Chromebook. Now, The Infectones, or TIOS for short, is an upcoming movie made by yours truly. It is 194 pages long, but if you're one of my subscribers, but certain subscribers of mine will already know that. But I'm gonna have to clear this misconception right here and now. The Infectones is not just a book. But seriously, it's not just a book. It's a book script hybrid. It is set up like a book, but it's also like a script. So, now, some of these events oh. Now, I'm going to try listing off a lot of the events of the infected ones from prior to the year 2000 chronologically that are exclusive to the infected ones timeline. Some now in the year 540,997,981 BC, which was 541 million years prior to Clospocalypse in 2019. So yeah. During this year, the entity known as Kamu is, well, is summoned to Earth by his cult members. Is summoned by his cult members, and yeah. But then, in an unknown year, in ancient Egypt, the I think that his name was the Unclean One, is technically one of the first zombies that one of the first people who get infected with Clostridium terrae, a fictional bacteria that is based on that is part of a real world genus, a bacteria called Clostridium. Now, you see, so yeah, and then in between in between 5000 BC and 664 BC, a person gets infected and becomes the unclean one of the first zombies. Several hundred years later, the carrier, aka Fontaine Basset, he's French, by the way. That is not racism. So, in the year 1709 or 1719 IDK, Fontaine Basset becomes anyway. So yeah, Fontaine becomes the carrier. And then infects, and then in 2019 causes Clospocalypse. How do you do that? Well, you're gonna have to read the movie script or see the movie to find out. Or just read the movie script since the movie's not out yet. But then, a lot of crap hits the fan. So, during 2019, so wait a minute. I just realized my parents are asleep. So I can pretty much swear. Yeah, this is big brain. So yeah. Anyway, so shit hits the fan. I'm so going to get demonetized. But hey, I'm pretty sure that my other videos are monetized, but not this one. So yeah, shit hits the fan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. silly me. I forgot the year 2000. That was when the day of lightning occurred, and the entire Earth got flooded. Yeah, that actually happened in the infected ones. And, yeah. During the year 2000, you see there were three giant artificial continents. That is a term that I made up that refers to how there are giant islands. These giant artificial islands these giant artificial islands caboose. Okay. So these giant artificial islands have their own names. There's Clovicia, which is North, Central, and South America. Or a replica. Yeah, all of the North, Central, and South American countries are there. Clovicia. Then there's Alkebusu. 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 Alkebusu is Africa, Asia, and Europe. Then there's Australicos. Australicos is basically a fusion of Australia, Antarctica, and pretty much every other country that's not, you know, that's not part of the others. Also, in the Infected Ones timeline, Action 52 is not a failure, and actually becomes quite a success, despite being thought to be impossible to make. Because, 52 games in like 3 months. Because, 52 games in like 3 months. That's impossible, right? Well, in our timeline, it was a failure because no human can actually do that. However, the Revo Beetle, which is a bombardier beetle thing, it pretty much controls all fire and stuff. Yes, fire, pretty much. Now, in this timeline, Betamax, in our timeline, Betamax should be a failure, but not in the Infected Ones. It's actually a success and overthrows VHS. Also, mini-disc, by the way, any technology, almost all technology that's not from 1993 or before, pretty much nobody knows how to use it anymore. People's brains are affected, but other than that, they're mostly fine. but their brains have been reset. Now, another thing. Again, I'm not going to go over all of the events of the Theinfectedones, but the general gist. The gist of it, mostly. Anyway, so... yeah. Now, we're gonna go over stuff from prior to so we're gonna go over stuff that actually happened in our real world timeline, and not just in the infected ones. We're not just going over fictional events that never happened in the timeline. We got this book. Now, the big old bunny. Oh my god. This is gonna be a long one, I assure you. But don't worry, we are only going over stuff that happened in between the years 1901 to 1993. Now, this book was published in, 1998. So, we've got over, wait, no, not 2022. Let's see, 1993. We are only going 92 years of history together. Actually, this book was actually made in 1999. Perfect, eh? Wow, 7,000 entries? Yeah. Oh. During the year 1901, Sir William Henry Wills forms the Imperial Tobacco Co. in Britain, which through later mergers will become W.D.H.O. Wills. Swedish immigrant John W. Nordstrom opens a shoe store in Seattle, Washington, which will grow into the retail store Nordstrom's. The Shah of Persia grants an oil concession of over 1.2 million square kilometers slash 480,000 square miles to the New Zealand gold prospector William Knox Diarcy. Whatever. It's spelled ARCA. February 2nd, 1901. J.P. Morgan buys Andrew Carnegie's steel companies for $250 million, forming the U.S. Steel Corporation, the first U.S. corporation to have assets exceeding $1 billion. I got an idea, guys. Wait, never mind. Nintendo would copyright me. Anyway, let's see. May. A contest to control the assets of the Northern Pacific Railroad sparks a panic on Wall Street. May. The U.S. Supreme Court decrees the former Spanish colonies Puerto Rico and the Philippines to be U.S. protectorates. July 20th. Morocco grants the control of its Altir police to France and recognizes greater French influence in its affairs. Wait, no. Actually, let's rely on Wikipedia. I know, guys. Wikipedia teachers say, oh, Wikipedia sucks. No, it doesn't, dude. It's nutmeg. Also, my video called So Close has 30 minutes. Its time, it is 30 minutes and 16 seconds long, dude. Now, why am I using Wikipedia? Well, in case you're confused, well,